Yo, what's good, Josh? Your boy J Swab. I am the host of J Swab TV. I just walked out of the theater after watching Karate Kid Legends, and I gotta say, as a big Karate Kid fan, I left this movie very disappointed. Now, to be quite honest, I didn't really have many expectations going into this movie. I just saw Karate Kid in the title, and you sold me from there. The trailers look good. Main character looked like he could box, and he can. My boy Lee's definitely giving Jaden Smith work in his first movie. He's cooking Daniel, and he might take Johnny too. I'm not gonna lie. Fuck all that might shit. He definitely is taking Johnny in that first movie. Now, if you want boy to experience some real comp, he gotta shoot the ones with Chang from Jaden Smith's Karate Kid. That nigga was built different. Till this day, I still don't know how Jaden Smith managed to take him out. Outside of the dope looking trailers and the fact that the main character could box, you got Daniel LaRusso and Mr. Han casted in this movie too. Take my money now. There's no way I was not seeing this shit in theaters. And obviously I got no regrets. Like, I went to see the movie. I spent my money. It is what it is. I'm just tight because it was a big letdown for me. It felt like a Karate Kid movie in the worst way. Something you've already seen before, just trying to be a rehash of what came before. You got the main character Lee coming from Beijing going to New York, just like Dre did, just like Daniel did. We even seen Kenny from Cobra Kai do the same shit. The beef between Lee and Connor is started because Lee starts messing with his ex-girl, which is what happened in the Karate Kid and the new Karate Kid and Cobra Kai. So y'all see what I'm getting at with this, right? Just feel like a cheap imitation and doesn't even really feel like a continuation of the series. Like, it fits as appropriately as they can in the franchise, I guess. I'm sure they go do some type of sequel movie or series after this movie, but they definitely don't have to if they don't want to. There's no real hint to them deciding that they want to do this going down the road, so it's gonna be interesting to see the direction that they want to take the Karate Kid franchise going forward. But with the popularity of Cobra Kai, I definitely can see this franchise continuing on. Anyway, I got more thoughts on the movie that I'm about to yap about, but before I do, y'all already know what y'all gotta do. Y'all should already did it already, man. Like, comment, share, subscribe, do all those things. The goal for the channel is 1,000+ subscribers before DreamCon 2026. I know we can make it happen. Less work. So once again, I was late for the beginning of this movie. Right, if I went to the movie theater near my crib, I promise you I would not have been late. But they weren't playing Bring Her Back at that theater, so I had to pull up all the way to this theater out the way. I got there probably like 10 minutes into the movie. I ain't missed much. And what I will say about the movie is that they do a great job of keeping you in the loop of exactly what's going on. Like I said, I missed like the first 10 minutes, but I already knew what the hell happened at the start because of all the flashbacks that they promote throughout the movie. He and his mom decide it's time for a fresh start. They move from Beijing to New York after the death of his brother after he wins a tournament and gets jumped by some ops outside who ain't like the fact that he won. They don't just move to New York. They move to New York and Lee has to promise his mother that he will not fight any longer because that fighting shit took the life of her son. So she don't want her other son to be involved in that life. And I feel bad for Lee throughout the movie because bro is literally not trying to fight. He's trying to uphold the word he gave to his mother. But these ops continue to mess with him at every corner. Like, I already told you about how Connor was messing with bro because he was messing with his ex-girl. But then Lee got mixed up with dudes that Mia's pops owed bread to. I'm talking full-on fighting in the alleyway. My son did nothing to deserve that. Other credit I'll give to the movie are the fight scenes and the training montages. I mean, come on, it's Karate Kid. Do we expect any less? Lee was really getting down in this movie. I was surprised that Mr. Han wanted to teach bro Miyagi though. Respect to Miyagi though, respect to Mr. Miyagi, but I really do feel like Lee could have gave Connor the work without learning that. Which is extra insurance if we be honest, but I can't even be mad at him for going the extra mile. Because like I said, Mia's pops owned the people who owned the dojo that Connor trains at bread. They helped him to fund his pizza shop back in the day, and now they're looking to collect. So in order to do so, Lee helps bro out. He trains him, teaches him the art of Kung Fu. He's already a boxer, so he's just incorporating Kung Fu into his fighting style. Got this dope training montage. Like I said, Lee picks up some shifts at the pizza shop, and before we know it, bro is in the boxing ring ready to take out his next opponent for 50K, I think. Maybe it was 10 or 20K, because bro said he might have to fight like 2 times to pay off the debt. Now, the montages were definitely cool. Him learning the 1-inch punch, squatting with them big-ass jars of Lord knows what in it, and just sparring with Lee. It was cool to see that. But bro, another problem with this movie is the pacing. That shit sucks. Bro, they zip through scenes so quick in this movie. This man went from starting at his new school to helping Mia move some boxes around the city, to raising her up just enough to get a date with Shorty, telling his mom that the first friend he met out here was Mia, then going on a date with Shorty, having to catch a train because the scooter died along the way, me and Connor getting the black eye, then having her dad put him onto the whole Lipton iced tea bag shit over the eye to heal the eye shit. All this in, I kid you not, the span of 5 to 10 minutes, and this is not even it. Bro, the pacing of the tournament was so horrible, you don't even really feel the stakes like that. The most stakes I felt this whole movie was the old man boxing dude in the boxing ring. And you could say it's because you don't really know who's gonna win, he's not the main character. They can get this death storyline out the way real quick. But I don't know, the payoff for this training montage for the old man just felt more worth it than the payoff for Lee's training montage with Daniel and Mr. Han. And that's even with the old man losing, mind you. Because after Lee wins the fight, I don't really get that much satisfaction from the win. Like, yeah, they were boxing in that ring, don't get me wrong. But they just give him this mini celebration after the fact, and that's it. It don't feel like when Daniel took out Johnny back in the first Karate Kid. It don't even feel like when Dre took out Chang, and it don't gotta feel like that. It don't gotta have that nostalgic feel, despite the fact that you are bringing back Daniel LaRusso and Mr. Han. But I at least want to feel something as a viewer when Lee manages to take out his top op. And I feel like the biggest reason why I don't really feel that satisfaction like that is because the motivation and the build-up and the beef between the two is poorly paced. In both Karate Kid movies, the one with Ralph Macchio and Jaden Smith respectively, yeah, the girls are the central reason why Daniel's beefing with Johnny and why Dre's beefing with Chang. But they forge their own beef after a while as the movie progresses. Like I said, this Karate Kid don't gotta be like them other Karate Kids, but the beef between Lee and Connor just don't feel like it's there even in the final fight. Between them two anyway, like, yeah, Connor gave Lee a black eye and he embarrassed him in front of the whole school. I don't know, it just feels weak, and then you get through the tournament so fast, you can't even really appreciate the niggas that they're fighting. Respect to the actors, they doing all that they can with the time that they have, but that's something else that shot the movie in the foot. The fact that this movie was only an hour and a half, the Karate Kid name in front of it, and after the success of Cobra Kai, I would have thought the movie would have touched at least 2 hours. That's all we're really looking for real. With the extra 30 minutes, I guarantee you can control the pacing a lot more to where you don't have to have all these cuts in the movie, where you can really appreciate these character interactions more. But because it's only an hour and a half, you don't really get that. When it comes to Daniel and Mr. Han's inclusion in this movie, like I said, it's cool, it's good fan service, and for Mr. Han, I think it made sense for him to be in this movie, but you really did not need Daniel like that. Like, yeah, he teaches Lee Miyagi though, but that's literally all he's doing. He don't even want to go out there when Mr. Han first goes out to see him. I also understand that Daniel knows karate where Lee does not. He knows kung fu. So similar to how we had Lee trying to teach me, his father, some kung fu practices to incorporate into his boxing. I get that, but the motivation for Daniel to pull up to New York isn't really strong. And because of the pacing of the movie, you just have to fast forward to Daniel just being in New York. Even after Daniel vehemently tells Mr. Han respectfully, I can't come out there, bro. My life is turbulent right now in LA. Mr. Han just says, oh, no, you're gonna help me. You're gonna pull up and help me. I'm like, they giving Mr. Han a little bit more character in this movie than I remember him having in the Jada Smith Karate Kid movie. Which I like. That's not a bad thing. I mean, a lot of years passed between now and the Jada Smith movie. But you being this confident that Daniel was gonna pull up to New York off of your first meeting with bro, just because you knew Mr. Miyagi. It's not as if you doing what they did in Cobra Kai season 6 and giving Daniel some type of mystery, some type of goose chase to learn more about Mr. Miyagi. No, this is about a nigga he don't even know. Nigga that's not even related to Miyagi. I don't know, the Daniel I know wouldn't have pulled up, but for the movie, I guess he gotta do what he gotta do. Another missed opportunity from the movie that I feel like the runtime effed up as well is the inclusion of more characters from Cobra Kai. Don't get me wrong, the Johnny inclusion was very tough. Probably my favorite part of the movie, if we're being honest. I've just gained such more respect for Johnny since Cobra Kai. But damn, we can't even get Amanda in this movie. We can't even get Amanda scolding Daniel for going to New York in this movie. I'm not even asking for Robbie and Miguel. I'm just asking for Amanda. Maybe the actress has some other things going on. Maybe she couldn't be included in the movie. But in my opinion, it's just a missed opportunity. At the very least, you could have had her motivate him further to go to New York. Be on some, look at what karate has done for you. You heard what that old man told you. That boy means to him what you mean to Mr. Miyagi. You gotta pull up. You gotta slide. That's all it would have took. Just a minute, because the pace of the movie is so trash, it probably could have fit in 30 seconds. I will say though, the relationship between Mr. Han and Lee did move me in this movie. Even now being all the way in Beijing, Mr. Han still finds time to check in with Lee, obviously knowing that he's in a new space, new environment, and he just lost his brother who's also his nephew. It's good to see bro didn't just pull up after learning that bro was trying to enter this tournament, the 5 borough. That he was checking on him throughout the movie, and then when shit hit the fan, he pulled up when he needed him most. And the way he pulled up was so Jackie Chan-esque. I love that fight scene in the crib, I'm not gonna lie. That man had Lee turning on and turning off the lights. Who does he think he is? Another thing I can say I liked about this movie is seeing Lee learn how to overcome adversity when he's in those moments. Whether it was when his brother died or whether it was when old man ended up in the hospital, he froze up both those times. He didn't really know how to react. But when he was in the ring going up against Connor, he was on that mat. My boy locked in, got back up, and secured the dub. So that was some cool character development out of Lee there. I also liked his relationship with Pops. Like I said, I like the training montage between the two. I like that the Pops is a former boxing champion from back in the day. But I hate how they snuck my son in the ring. Typical Karate Kid though. Surprised it wasn't Kreese who told him to elbow him in the face like that. But damn, ref, you couldn't end the fight. It was at least 3 to 5 seconds before bro got to finish a hit on dude. That's all I'm saying. You could have avoided that man going to the hospital. God forbid he got CTE now. And some of the other straggler characters that were there for the most part. Lee's mom was really just there. She sounded like a bot half the time. Just mentioning, oh, he said he wasn't gonna fight. You came over here so that he could fight. We get it. You don't want him to fight. I'm like, half the time Lee don't even want to fight. What is he supposed to do? He gotta defend himself. I will say, curly hair bro right there, he a real one. Threw me off at first when he thought that his mom was the one that gave Lee the black eye. He became a W wingman after the fact. Not only did my son provide him with a space to train, he also offered to play the guitar when him and Mew was going through their straight. You could argue he was the deciding factor in their relationship working out. That's a W man's right there if I ever seen one. Fortunately, he cannot save the score for this movie. I'm giving it a cool 5 out of 10 off of the first watch. Like I said, I didn't go into it with much expectations. The fighting was cool, but the pacing was just so trash. Motivations were lacking. Some of the character interactions just felt like, I didn't even get to talk about Mia in this review. She was kind of meh for me throughout. I really ain't like seeing her get all close to Connor at that one event that him and his curly-haired mans called them at. Like, what was that about? You not remember that man gave me a black eye on the train? Just like a majority of this movie, their relationship was rushed as well.